Welcome to Meet the Media. I'm Greg David. Today we'll be sitting down with Rocko Bills, a man who has come out of nowhere and yet is leading the congressional race in the 16th district in the state of Michigan. Guess I'll let myself in. And it's locked. How are you?
I'm part of the American Party, and frankly, I'm a little surprised no one's ever used that name before.
So your real appeal is you have zero experience.
Which means I have zero failures.
No history.
No record.
No knowledge.
No mistakes.
Living with your sister and brother-in-law?
I'm putting an end to career politicians. Bills are too long. When I was in high school, I wrote reports. Book reports. On complicated books. And the reports were never more than 10 pages long. And they were in size 12.5 font. Adjust the margins to make the page more narrow. And a cover sheet. Always a cover sheet.
What about your opponent? The honorable, long-standing incumbent?
Career politicians' goal is to get elected. My goal is to solve problems. Last night I had two friends come over. We were playing GoldenEye. He was Natasha, she was Oddjob. They teamed up against me. You know what? I didn't panic. I stayed calm. I found body armor.
So let's talk specific issues. Michigan's in a rough spot. Unemployment. How are you going to fix that?
This whole thing about man is going to ruin the earth. I have more faith in humans. Sand used to be just a rock on the beach. Now it's a computer chip. Oil used to be just a sticky mess. Now it's powering us into the future. Trees used to be just a thing for shade. Now we live in them. Technology and the human brain. We'll be just fine. We'll be able to solve most of the problems we encounter.
So let's talk specific issues. Michigan's in a rough spot. Unemployment. How are you going to fix that?
Healthcare's been pretty good to me. Look at the TV I play video games on. Look, there's an old saying, marry a doctor. But there's way more options than just that. Get your sister to marry a doctor. Or...
So let's talk specific issues. Michigan's in a rough spot. Unemployment. How are you going to fix that?
I'm focused more on function and structure as opposed to specific issues. There's a lot of smart people who've done a lot in their life, and they can solve the problems really quickly.
Isn't that who you're running against?
I believe we need to preserve the Constitution. I have a copy of the Constitution with me at all times. It's in its original packaging. I've never opened it. I never read it. I just preserve it.
But how are you going to make change?
The Constitution doesn't change. Why should we?
Does the Constitution say something specific about electing somebody without any experience?
Absolutely. If you have a business, you don't go out and hire the most qualified person, someone who studied it in college.
So you feel qualified without any training, any knowledge of government?
I just went to my first city council meeting 2 weeks ago. I have my resume with me at all times. It's what the American people want.
Future.
That's for all the stuff I'm gonna do.
Any closing remarks? Anything you'd like to say?
America!
Last chance. Closing thoughts. Go.
I'm just the child of two immigrant parents. My grandfather was an American hero fighting in World War II for America. I worked my entire life in the factory I built to pay my way through high school.
You know, if you win, you're actually going to have to get off the couch and do some work.
Yes, my brother-in-law is funding this endeavor, and he can't wait for me to have a job.